Hey guys, what's up? It's Hannah. So today I'm going to be sharing a story time with you. Today I'm going to tell you about the time that we got robbed. So I live in Italy, and this is not the country that I was born in. I was born in America, but we moved here to Italy for my dad's work. So that day, that afternoon, we had just picked up some friends from the airport who were there to visit us for the week. And they were from our church back in the States. And my best friend was there with them. And what was really fun was that straight from the airport, I went with my dad to the beach. The beach. We live by the beach. For some baptisms of some people that my dad works with because he is a pastor. So we were going to the beach for a little baptism and a little celebration. So it was a Sunday and we had church right before. And I, of course, wore boots because I wanted to, look nice for church. But I didn't bring any other pairs of shoes, any changes. And I didn't want to walk in the sand in my boots because that wouldn't be very great. They had come straight from the airport, so they went in search for a bathroom, and they had to cross a parking lot that was like full of litter and very rocky and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to walk through that barefoot. I'll just stay by the car. So I'm standing there by the car, just kind of waiting for them to get back. I could see them. They were across a parking lot, so I could see them. But there were these guys in a very nice car who came around, and they were like, okay, we were in a very, very small parking lot. I was barefoot, so I couldn't go anywhere. And these guys in the car drive up, and they're just kind of taking circles around this tiny parking lot. And I'm just like, what the heck? Then they stop like in the middle. It was a place nobody really was except for me, and then just people on the beach. So they could stop in the middle and just kind of whatever. And they like got out of their car. They were talking, and smoking and stuff. And then they left. And then they came back, did another circle, and then they left. They came back, did another circle, and I was standing there just like, okay, this is weird. But not really thinking anything of it because it's Italy, where things happen all the time. Nothing really comes of it. And so I was just standing there, and they drove by, and it's like my third encounter, but really the first time that it's ever happened to my face. And like I've looked in their eyes. They catcalled me, so that was that. And they left. I was just like, okay, I don't really feel safe anymore because, they decided that they wanted to say that. They just decided that they could, and it's not a good thing. So like I started pacing, like I can't really get in the car right now because it's locked, and I can't get my shoes out. I'm not going to walk in the sand yet. I'm not going to go anywhere else because I'm waiting for everybody to get back. So someone lent me some flip-flops. Someone came over and lent me some flip-flops, and I went back to, I went over to the bathrooms where everybody else was. So a little while later, everybody got through the bathrooms, everybody got food and water, because they had come straight from the airport, and we went down to the beach. We had baptisms come over, and we had the baptisms. It was a very nice time. And my dad had to go and load people back into the cars so they could take them back to where they were staying. And so I was just kind of mulling about with my best friend who was there, who I hadn't seen for a little while and won't see for a little while now, and with the other people and like catching up and everything. And we got back to the cars, and my dad stopped us and said, "We have a big problem. Everything's gone." And at that time, I was just like, wait, what? What? That can't, no. How? No. And I was just like, I was speechless. I was just like, how? Like, what? The thing is, they came straight from the airports. They still had all of their luggage in our cars, and we had made the stupid mistake of putting them all in one car. And so we went over to the cars, and there were two there. There was one that had transported the people who were getting baptized, and then there was one with all of our stuff in it. And two windows were completely smashed. Every single piece of luggage, anything that they hadn't taken with them, and then including my purse, it was all gone. And at that moment, I just turned to my friend and to the group and said, let's just pray. God's got this. It's not anything. It was weird. Like, I was feeling like shaky, but at the same time I was feeling kind of peaceful, because it's like none of the people got hurt. It was just things that were stolen. I mean, people did lose their wallets and such. I think there was one couple that lost some documents, but I just said, this is all material stuff. It's not what's gonna matter at the end of our lives. None of the people got hurt, and everything that was in there is replaceable. So we prayed for a little bit, and then right as we stopped praying, the police officers showed up, and they're like, okay, you guys need to come down to the station. We were originally planning to go to a pizza place and have dinner and everything, but we had to go down to the station. We went down to the police station. We actually got a police escort because this was on Sunday, and the center is very, very busy on Sundays. So we pulled into the Questura, and we waited 2 hours maybe. We did have a very nice conversation with some of the police officers. Some police officers got to practice their English. I translated quite a bit, but it was good because we got to talk to them, learn about their lives. They got to learn about us. We got to talk about God a little bit. It was all good. But it turns out that, so they did end up catching the people who stole our bags, and we got everything back. Well, almost everything important back. I think in total we lost €300, some library books, and a coat. But that's it. And it turns out that, you know, how I said that right after we said amen and we stopped praying, the police officers drove up. When they were talking on their walkie-talkies, they were actually talking to some other police officers who were chasing down the people who stole all of our stuff. They were in a literal car chase after we stopped praying. And I think that, like, there was a true significance of having our stuff stolen while we were doing something to further the kingdom of heaven, while during baptisms, while we were having new people enter into God's kingdom. And then after we stopped praying, the police officers having caught them and recovered everything, or almost everything. So yeah, it was about maybe 11 p.m. by that point, because it was stolen about mid-afternoon. And about 11 p.m. after all the official documents were taken care of and everything was written down so they could pin these guys as much as possible. And we went to get our stuff, and they brought us up to a car to get our stuff out of it, and it was the same car that I had seen driving around, and it was the same car that I had seen driving around, and the one that the cat collars were in. So it turns out when they were walking around, they were actually scoping out the cars. Yeah, that was just a great story of God's goodness, and how much it really proved to me how much He provides for us, even though we live in this world of sin and this broken world. He provides for us even then. And I was able to see his power through just how quickly he intervened. It's definitely a true testimony to God's power and like how much control he has. There's my first ever story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just kind of shaking because like whenever I tell that story, it's just like, God is so great. He is amazing. He is everything. He is, yeah. If you enjoyed this story and you want to see more story times from me, give this a big thumbs up. And yeah, ciao, ciao.